Hello everyone, it's the TheCanadianWifier here. I have a very interesting game for you today. You all know that I love Fletchinder. Fletchinder is just fantastic. Now, you are probably familiar with the Swords Dance set, which runs Acrobatics, Roost, and Will-O-Wisp. Well, today I have a totally different set based on the Special Defensive Talonflame that you may or may not have heard of in OU. Once upon a time, I built a really shitty NU team based around Mummy King, which is the ability Mummy, this time not on Cofagrigus, on its pre-evolution, with eject button and a bulk up slacking. The idea is to switch in the Mummy thing that I can't even remember the name of right now. Get the eject button out, pursuit the thing before it can switch out, and now you have a slacking with Mummy instead of Truant. Well, I built that team and it was terrible, but on that team I had a special defensive Violate Fletchinder. I build teams like that every so often just to test out random things, and on that team, Special Defensive Fletchinder shined. So I realized I need to make a real team around it. This is what this is. Max HP, Max Special Defensive Violate Fletchinder with Taunt, Will-O-Wisp, Roost, and Fly. Now, you may be wondering, why the fuck do you have Fly? That's terrible. Run Aerial Ace, run Acrobatics. Fly is very necessary. I ran Aerial Ace on my first few battles, and I realized it is piss weak. Zero attack Fletchinder is terrible. So Fly actually gives it the power to 2-hit KO Magmortar and Pyroar after Stealth Rock. Pyroar is a roll, Magmortar is guaranteed. So, not only can you switch in and beat those things, you can actually 2-hit KO them instead of relying on Roost all day. So Fly is very necessary. It actually gives Fletchinder quite a punch to pack. Outside of that, I knew I needed support, hazard support. That's why I have a standard Xatu, standard Prinplup, and when you add a standard Xatu and Prinplup, the rest of the team pretty much fills itself out. If you have not seen Kyo's teams before, Banded Sock and Scarf Scyther are pretty much a must. In the last lot, I needed rocks, I needed to switch into electric types. Special Defensive Torterra is my baby right now. I'm gonna add it. First turn, I'm gonna lead off with Scyther. I don't want to take a Stone Edge. I believe I actually already changed it to Banded by the time this battle started because I was disappointed with how piss weak Scarf Scyther is. So, regardless, I'm going to switch out predicting the Stone Edge, go into Torterra, set up my Stealth Rock as he switches in his Ferroseed. Xatu is a 100% switch into Ferroseed, so I'm just going to switch it in, bounce back the rocks. I throw out a T-Wave. If you've been away from Pokemon for the last couple months, Yellow Magic is the new big thing that's sweeping the nation. Thunder Wave is a very, very powerful move. Not only do you quarter their speed, but they have a chance to not even move that turn. Very powerful. I'm going to switch Scyther into his Claydol U-turn out as he switches into Ferroseed, switch in my Fletchinder, trying to taunt it as he goes to Samurott. Samurott's a bit of a problem for this team. As you can see, I don't really have a water resist. My best one is Prinplup, and on top of that, it's not even special defensive. The only way I can really beat Samurott is by Toxicking it. Luckily, it's actually the special set and not the SD set, because those normally carry Lumberry. Gonna go back out in the Scyther, predicting another Grass Knot. He doubles the Ferroseed, and I can just bring Xatu in on that. At this point, predicting Gyro Ball, I'm going to switch into Fletchinder. He actually gets a crit. Very easy taunt here because it obviously shuts down every Ferroseed in the world. As at this point, I'm just going to throw a Willow out on the field. He switches Magmortar into Fletchinder. Little does he know, this is actually a counter. I'm going to go for Fly as he misses with T-Bolt, obviously, because that's how Fly works. And as you can see, Fly does 2-hit KO Magmortar after Stealth Rock. A Magmortar, a modest Magmortar, obviously it's not Life Orb, it's Assault Vest, but it does 50% to this Fletchinder with T-Bolt. Magmortar is a monster. On a Roost, it's going to do less than a quarter. That is ridiculous. I love Fletchinder. He's going to go to Claydol. I can't really touch it. Don't want to take a Shadow Ball because I'm low. I mean, I could have roosted on it, but I didn't want a Toxic. It's just a mind game. I have a Torterra. It's perfectly safe. I'm going to switch it in as he rapid spins. I can just set my rocks right back up. As he goes to Ferroseed on my Wood Hammer, that's fine. It's low enough to the point where I can just kill it off with an Earthquake. And at the end of the turn, I'm going to be back up at about 80% with lefties. Torterra just doesn't die, okay? That's something you're gonna learn when you watch me play. Torterra is amazing. At this point, he's going to go to Samurott. He puts my Prinplup into Torrent, but I believe I just died to a Grass Knot here. Anyway, Psych, I'm going to switch out into Xatu, predicting a Grass Knot, but he predicts that quite nicely. He goes for a Torrent Hydro Pump. Luckily, Samurott, because of Stealth Rock, because of the Poison, and because of Life Orb, is going to die at the end of this turn. I force him out with the Banded Scyther U-turn. He ends up sacking Claydol, which is a bit weird, but regardless. Samurott is out of my hair. he goes to Swellow. Swellow is another thing that threatens this team. The only thing I really didn't like about this version of the team is that it really lacked a normal resist and a flying resist, something that Swellow brings both of to the table. As you can see, the best bet I have is physically defensive Primplup, which does not switch into those at all. So I realized I wanted hazard removal, and I wanted a normal and flying resist. More on that later in the second battle. Regardless, at this point, Fletchinder is actually just going to be able to clean up his team at 25%, just because priority fly is really good. I just got a text message. I assume you'd be able to hear that. Regardless, Aerial Ace would not have even come close to killing off that Primeape. I did a calc. It does about 65 to 70, and obviously Fly, as you saw, was able to just kill it. So hopefully you can understand the merits of Fly. I know it's very fucking strange to think of Fly actually on a competitive Pokemon moveset, but regardless, let's just get into the second battle. The second battle is actually going to be against Razori as opposed to just someone random on the ladder. So yeah, let's just get into that. Looking at team preview, as you can see, my team has switched up quite a bit, and that's why I've given myself a minute to talk about it. In that time, I realized I hated how often I got screwed over by status. Fletchinder would almost always get T-Waved or Thunderbolt parried. Things would get toxic. I wanted Heal Bell, and despite not having Magic Bounce, Uxie offered all of that, and also a win condition. The set I'm actually running is Thunder Wave, Psychic, Calm Mind, and Heal Bell. Literally the three moves, Psychic just for stab, Heal Bell to heal my team, and Thunder Wave because of yellow magic is there just because that's what I needed. Calm Mind also gives me a win condition against bulkier teams. It's literally only ever going to be clicked in that situation, but it's nice to have. I also switched out Primplup to a max HP leftovers, max attack adamant Kabutops. It's a very weird set, but it works well for my team. It can switch into normal types, it can switch into flying types, and it doesn't die instantly, put it that way. It can get off rapid spins quite reliably. It does put a lot of pressure on Kabutops because it not only needs to switch into stuff, but it also needs to rapid spin for my team. But it actually gets the job done 9 times out of 10, which I've really enjoyed. Anyway, in this battle, I'm going to lead off with Sock, seeing he has no fighting resist. He leads off with Swellow. I get a 2-hit KO as Primplup turn 1. At this point, he goes out to Swellow. I am going to be able to switch my Kabutops into that freely. As you can see, U-turn is honestly the most threatening move that they can go for, as unfortunately I make the dumb play and click Waterfall here. On this turn, he was either going to go for Rain Dance and set up, in which case I should have stayed in Stone Edged, or he's going to go for Giga Drain trying to kill me, in which case I should go to Scyther. I do make the play correctly because I assume Razori is not going to try to set up that early, and I'm just going to be able to go into Scyther, U-turn out on his Zubstrika, and as you can see, Special Defensive Torterra is a god. I'm just going to be able to Synthesis up on his Overheat rather, turn 1, set up Stealth Rock turn 2, as he's going to switch out of Ludicolo. Now this is where Uxie comes into play on my team. Xatu would not have helped me out here, but Uxie does. With just natural bulk, I'm able to T-Wave it. Ludicolo is a lot less threatening when it's paralyzed, and at this point I'm just going to sack Uxie, try to get off some damage prior, but he actually ends up getting a full para and then a Hydro Miss. So unfortunate, but really it didn't matter. Once I got off the T-Wave, which was guaranteed, I could have went out to Sock or Scyther or Torterra or literally anything on my team, outsped it and killed it. Regardless, at this point he's going to bring in Sneasel. He clicks Pursuit, which is a huge mistake, as it allows me to spread a little bit more yellow magic on his team, and as you can see, he gets paralyzed the second time on the Pursuit, and I'm just going to get another free U-turn off of Scyther. He sacks Zubstrika, which is a good play, and at this point Swellow comes out. It's a little bit of a threat because Kabutops is only at 62% and Facade is going to be able to clean to a KO. This is another reason why I've thought about putting on a Mawile on the team over Torterra, because that also gets Stealth Rock and it gives me another switch in. But I just love the bulky grass and bulky ground specifically for the electric types. It's super, super nice. Regardless, Fletchinder isn't going to be able to clean up the game here. Choose the quick attack, goes up into the sky. It has enough power to kill the Sneasel from half with Fly. I live the Zen Headbutt and try to Will-O-Wisp it, but unfortunately I get flinched. But it's no matter because Fly is powerful enough to just kill off the Gallade at this point. Someone's smoke alarm is going off outside, and I assume you guys are able to hear that. I'm just going to end this narration now because it's probably quite annoying. Anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed this one. Definitely go check out Special Defensive Fletchinder. It's very, very fun. Anyway, hope you guys enjoyed. If you did, a rating would be much appreciated, and I'll see you all next time. Take it easy. Have a good day. See you later. Peace out.